Welcome back. Today we're exploring one of the most fascinating modern coins from the United Kingdom, the 20 pence piece. At first glance, a 20 pence coin might look like everyday change. But the truth is, certain dates and conditions of this copper-nickel coin have turned ordinary pocket pieces into rare treasures worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions. We'll go through the most valuable top 7 20 pence coins, examining their history, rarity, unique features, and of course, their current market values in different conditions. So let's get started. First up, we're diving into the world of United Kingdom coinage and exploring the story behind the 1989 20 pence coin. While most people overlook these small, everyday coins, some rare examples, especially those with unique conditions like rust, toning, or age, can be of great interest to collectors. We'll focus on the 1989 20 pence coin, its history, what makes it stand out, and why collectors are willing to pay big money for the right piece at auctions, even in unusual conditions such as rust or heavy aging. The 20 pence coin was first introduced in the UK in 1982 as part of a modernization of the nation's coinage system. Made from cupronickel and featuring a distinctive 7-sided shape, the coin quickly became a familiar part of British pocket change. By 1989, millions were produced, but this year remains interesting for collectors due to its place in the coin's early series. The obverse design featured the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Maklauf, which was used from 1985 to 1997. On the reverse, designed by William Gardner, the coin displays the crowned Tudor rose, an elegant symbol of British heritage. While 1989 was not a key low mintage year, surviving coins in unusual conditions, especially those that have aged or rusted in a way that creates a unique appearance, have drawn attention in the market. The 1989 20 pence coin retains the classic heptagonal, or 7-sided, shape that makes it instantly recognizable. Its diameter measures 21.4 millimeters, with a weight of 5 grams, and it was minted in cupronickel, a material that generally resists corrosion. However, when exposed to moisture, soil, or extreme conditions over decades, some examples show rust-like discoloration and heavy surface damage. Interestingly, while a rusty condition might be considered negative for most coins, certain collectors view these aged appearances as unique, almost like a natural patina that gives the coin character. In addition, 1989 pieces with mint errors, such as misstrikes, off-centering, or doubled lettering, are especially sought after. Now, you might wonder, if millions of these coins were made, why would anyone pay big money for them? The answer lies in rarity within condition. While ordinary 1989 20 pence coins are common, finding one in an unusual state, whether corroded, toned in rainbow colors, or preserved despite environmental damage, creates a one-of-a-kind collectible. Collectors often pursue these coins to complete sets of 20 pence issues from the 1980s or to add to error coin collections. The demand is also fueled by the historical context. Coins minted during Queen Elizabeth II's long reign are becoming increasingly valuable, especially now that her portrait coins represent the end of an era. Rusty or aged condition coins can sometimes sell for surprisingly high prices because they appeal to niche collectors who see beauty in imperfection. When it comes to value, the 1989 20 pence coin in average circulated condition is usually worth only its face value. However, the story changes in rare conditions. Rusty or uniquely toned coins, particularly if they have striking colorations or textures, have appeared at auctions and online sales ranging from $25,000 depending on their appearance. If the coin also has an error such as being off-center or having a misaligned strike, the value can rise even further, sometimes fetching $31,000 from dedicated collectors. In some cases, highly unusual specimens have gone under the hammer for even more, proving that condition quirks can transform an ordinary 20 pence into a collector's prize. If you're interested in collecting 1989 20 pence coins, there are a few tips to keep in mind. First, carefully examine coins you come across. Look for unusual toning, corrosion patterns, or mint errors that may make them more valuable. Second, always store coins properly in dry, non-reactive holders to prevent further damage. While some collectors appreciate rusty or aged pieces, uncontrolled corrosion can eventually destroy a coin's surface. Third, do your research and compare recent auction results to get a sense of what similar coins are selling for. Finally, if you're serious about investing, consider grading your coin through a reputable service. A certified error or unique condition coin will always fetch higher prices than an unverified piece. The 1989 United Kingdom 20 pence coin may look ordinary at first glance, but as we've seen today, even coins in rusty or aged condition can carry hidden value. Its historical background, unique features, and niche appeal among collectors make it a fascinating piece of British coinage. Whether you're just starting out in coin collecting or are a seasoned enthusiast, keeping an eye out for unusual conditions like rust or patina could lead you to a small but valuable treasure. Who knows? That worn or rusty 20 pence in your change might be worth far more than you think. Next up, we're diving into one of the most fascinating modern coins from the United Kingdom, the 1982 20 pence coin. While it may seem like an ordinary piece of change to many, collectors around the world know that certain examples of this coin hold incredible value. We'll explore its background, unique features, the rarity that makes it special, and most importantly, the big auction prices it can reach in dollars. So, if you've got one of these tucked away in a drawer, you may be sitting on a hidden fortune. The 20 pence coin was first introduced in the UK in 1982, making it the very first coin of this denomination in British currency. It was struck as part of the decimalization process, designed to simplify everyday transactions. This coin was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, featuring her second portrait by sculptor Arnold Machin. What's interesting is that 1982 was the debut year of the 20 pence, so every coin from that year carries historical importance as the first of its kind. Over time, the design and portraits changed, but this early issue remains iconic. The 1982 20 pence coin is a heptagon, meaning it has 7 sides with a curved shape, making it both instantly recognizable and easy to handle. On the obverse, we see Queen Elizabeth II's portrait with the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1982. On the reverse, designed by William Gardner, is a crowned Tudor rose, one of the most classic symbols of England's royal history. The heptagonal shape, the rose emblem, and the fact that it was the very first 20 pence coin give it a strong appeal to collectors worldwide. While millions of these coins were produced for circulation, condition is everything when it comes to value. Most 1982 20 pence coins saw heavy use in everyday transactions, meaning they often show wear, scratches, and loss of detail. However, examples in fine condition or higher are much rarer today. Collectors particularly chase after coins that have been preserved well, as finding one from 1982 that still holds its details and shine is not common. Demand also spikes because this is the first year of issue, and firsts in coin collecting always hold a special place in the market. Now, let's talk about the exciting part, the money. In average circulated condition, the 1982 20 pence may only fetch a modest amount. But when you move into fine, very fine, or especially uncirculated condition, the value can jump dramatically. At auctions, some fine condition coins have been known to sell for $25,500, while higher graded, uncirculated examples can command $32,000 or more depending on demand. The rarity of a clean, well-preserved 1982 20 pence is what drives collectors to pay top dollar. If you're hunting for the 1982 20 pence, make sure you carefully examine the coin's condition. Look for sharp edges, clear details on the Tudor rose, and minimal wear on the Queen's portrait. Coins kept in protective cases or those that were never heavily circulated stand the best chance of fetching high prices. When buying, always check authenticity, as counterfeits can sometimes appear in the market. And remember, coins with proven grading from trusted services like NGC or PCGS can bring in significantly more value at auctions. The 1982 20 pence coin is far more than just small change. As the very first 20 pence issued in the United Kingdom, it holds a special place in numismatic history. With its unique shape, beautiful Tudor rose design, and historical importance, this coin is highly sought after by collectors. In fine condition, it can sell for big money in auctions, sometimes reaching thousands of dollars. So, next time you come across an old 20 pence coin, take a closer look. It could be a hidden gem worth far more than its face value. Next up, we're diving into the story of a fascinating coin, the United Kingdom 1994 20 pence piece. While the 20 pence may look like an ordinary coin you could find in your change, certain years and conditions can transform it into a rare and valuable treasure. The 1994 20 pence coin, even in circulated condition, has attracted the attention of collectors due to its limited availability and rising demand in the numismatic market. We'll explore its history, unique features, rarity, and the surprising market value it can fetch in auctions. The 20 pence coin was first introduced in 1982 as part of the decimal currency system, designed to replace the older pre-decimal coinage of Britain. The coin was made from a copper, nickel alloy and shaped with 7 sides, also known as a heptagon, making it distinct and easy to identify. By the 1990s, the 20 pence was already a widely circulated coin, used daily across the United Kingdom. However, the 1994 mintage is noteworthy because it was produced in smaller numbers compared to other years of the decade, and many of these coins have since disappeared from circulation. Over time, this has made the 1994 issue one of the harder dates to come by, especially in collectible condition. The 1994 20 pence carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Raphael Maclouf. This third definitive portrait shows Her Majesty wearing the George IV state diadem, a regal crown often seen on British stamps and coins of the time. On the reverse, the design features the Tudor rose, a national symbol of England, surrounded by the inscription 20 pence and the date 1994. Its 7-sided shape ensures that the coin is instantly recognizable, even by touch. While it may not carry a minting error like some other famous 20 pence coins, its scarcity and age have made it a sought-after piece among serious collectors. What makes the 1994 20 pence coin stand out is its relative rarity compared to other circulating 20 pence issues. Unlike the much more common 1980s and early 2000s examples, the 1994 mintage was lower, and over decades of circulation, most coins have become heavily worn or lost. Collectors today are not just hunting for mint state coins, but even circulated examples in decent condition. Because of this scarcity, demand among numismatists has grown steadily, making the coin more valuable than its face value. While it may look ordinary at first glance, its rarity has pushed it into the spotlight of the auction market. Now let's talk about the part collectors love most: the market value. A circulated 1994 20 pence coin can sell for $15,000, depending on the quality of preservation. Coins in better grades, with less wear and sharper detail, can reach values of $25,000 or more at auctions. Meanwhile, uncirculated or mint state examples can command even higher prices, sometimes reaching $35,000. While not as high as some error coins or low mintage rarities, this is still a remarkable increase compared to its original face value of just 20 pence. It's proof that even circulated condition coins from the 1990s can bring in strong returns if they are well preserved and in demand. If you're interested in adding a 1994 20 pence to your collection, here are a few tips. First, always check for condition. Look for examples with minimal scratches, clear details on the Queen's portrait, and a sharp Tudor rose on the reverse. Second, store your coins properly to avoid further wear. Coin flips, capsules, or albums are excellent for preservation. Third, keep an eye on auction platforms and reputable coin dealers, as these are often the best sources for finding genuine pieces. And lastly, be cautious about overpriced listings. While the coin is valuable, some sellers may exaggerate its rarity to push higher prices. The 1994 20 pence coin of the United Kingdom is a wonderful reminder of how even everyday pocket change can become a treasure over time. Its history, unique design, and scarcity in circulation have elevated it from an ordinary coin to a collectible piece with real market value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your coin hunting journey, this coin is worth looking out for. So next time you come across an older 20 pence, check the date carefully. You might just be holding a small but valuable piece of British history. Next up, the 1983 United Kingdom 20 pence coin. Now, at first glance, it may not look extraordinary, especially if you've come across one in a black, rusty, or heavily tarnished condition. But don't let appearances fool you. This coin carries historical weight, unique minting significance, and, in rare cases, substantial market value in auctions. Stay tuned as we uncover the story behind this coin and why collectors are willing to pay big money for it. The 20 pence coin was first introduced in 1982 as part of the Royal Mint's effort to modernize the UK's currency system. This was a new denomination designed to make everyday transactions smoother during a time of decimalization changes. By 1983, the coin had only been in circulation for a year, and while millions were minted, their historical importance as an early run makes them attractive to collectors today. A 1983 coin isn't just another 20 pence piece. It represents the beginning of a new chapter in British coinage. The 1983 20 pence coin carries several distinctive features that make it stand out. First, it's heptagonal seven-sided, which was quite innovative for its time, ensuring instant recognition by touch. The obverse features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, a design that graced British coins for nearly 2 decades. On the reverse, you'll find the crowned Tudor rose, a timeless emblem of England. The coin is made of copper nickel, but over decades of circulation, many examples, especially those found in less than ideal conditions, have darkened or developed black rust-like tarnishing. While such damage reduces eye appeal, it also tells the story of how long this coin has been in use, giving it character. Now, let's talk rarity. A 1983 20 pence coin is not among the rarest in terms of mintage numbers, but its desirability comes from its age, its early release as part of a brand new denomination, and the fact that pristine examples are harder to find today. When these coins are discovered in black rusty condition, they may not be the top choice for high-grade collectors, but they still hold strong interest for those who seek a complete timeline of British decimal coins. Collectors who focus on historical sets often value even worn or tarnished coins because they complete the story of circulation. When it comes to market value, condition plays a major role. A heavily circulated or black rusty 1983 20 pence coin may only fetch a few dollars, often ranging between $24,500, depending on the level of wear and demand. However, uncirculated or mint-condition examples of this early 20 pence coin can command much higher prices. In certain auctions, crisp examples have been sold for $35,000 or more, especially if graded by a professional service. The sentimental and historic significance of early decimal issues continues to push demand, and collectors are often willing to pay a premium for pieces that represent the very beginning of this denomination. For collectors, here's some advice. If you come across a 1983 20 pence coin in black rusty condition, don't immediately dismiss it. Store it properly to prevent further deterioration, and consider whether it fits into your collection's theme. However, avoid harsh cleaning, as this can dramatically reduce its value. If you're lucky enough to find a higher grade or uncirculated example, get it appraised or even graded professionally. That's where the big auction potential lies. Also, keep an eye out for error coins or unusual variations, as they can drastically increase market value. So there you have it, the story of the 1983 United Kingdom 20 pence coin, a piece of modern numismatic history. From its introduction as a brand new denomination to its unique design and ongoing collector demand, this coin proves that even everyday pocket change can hold hidden value. Whether you discover one in black rusty condition or stumble upon a pristine example, it's worth paying attention to. Who knows, that little 20 pence coin could turn into a small treasure. Next up, we are diving deep into a fascinating and often overlooked coin, the United Kingdom 20 pence 1987, especially those found in unusual yellow rusty condition. While at first glance this coin may not seem particularly rare, its age, condition, and historical background make it a piece worth discussing. Collectors around the world continue to search for standout examples, and in certain cases, these coins can fetch impressive amounts in the auction market. So, let's explore why this coin could be more than just pocket change. The 20 pence coin was first introduced in the UK in 1982 as part of the decimal currency system. By 1987, it was still a relatively new denomination produced in large numbers for circulation. The coin was made from copper nickel, a mix of copper and nickel, which normally gives it a silver-gray appearance. However, over the decades, some examples have developed a yellow rusty or tarnished tone, often due to environmental exposure, storage conditions, or chemical reactions with moisture and air. While the coin itself may not have been designed to be golden in color, this distinctive aging process has given certain specimens a unique and collectible look. The obverse of the 1987 20 pence features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf, which was used on UK coins from 1985 to 1997. The reverse displays the iconic Tudor rose, created by William Gardner, surrounded by the denomination 20 pence. Its seven-sided shape, technically an equilateral curve heptagon, makes the coin instantly recognizable. What stands out for collectors in the case of rusty or yellow-toned examples is their visual uniqueness. No two coins age in exactly the same way. This makes every piece slightly different and in some ways a one-of-a-kind item. Now, you might be wondering, why would a coin in rusty or damaged condition be collectible? The answer lies in rarity and curiosity value. Most 1987 20 pence coins have either worn out completely in circulation or retain their standard silver-gray color. Coins that exhibit an unusual yellow rusty tone are uncommon, especially if they still retain visible details despite environmental wear. Collectors often chase such unique pieces for their display value, adding character and history to their collection. Although the mintage of the 1987 20 pence was not low, the survival of unusual toned examples is rare, making them sought after in certain numismatic circles. When it comes to value, a standard circulated 1987 20 pence coin is worth only a small premium above face value. However, in recent years, unusual condition coins such as rusty, toned, or error-like examples have started to gain attention in online auctions. Depending on the coin's appearance, collectors' interest, and bidding competition, a yellow rusty 1987 20 pence can sell anywhere between $27,500, and in some cases even higher if it displays particularly striking toning or unique features. While this may not sound like a fortune, remember that we are talking about a coin that originally had very little purchasing power. For the right buyer, rarity and uniqueness outweigh face value every time. If you happen to find a 1987 20 pence in yellow rusty condition, here are a few tips. Polishing or scrubbing can strip away its unique tone and drastically reduce its collector value. Use coin flips or holders to prevent further corrosion and to preserve its unusual look. Check platforms like eBay or specialist coin forums to see what similar coins are selling for. Coins with strong visible portraits and reverse details, even if rusty, tend to command higher prices than completely worn examples. The United Kingdom 1987 20 pence in yellow rusty condition might seem like an ordinary piece at first glance, but under the lens of coin collecting, it becomes a unique treasure. Its unusual toning, combined with the historical backdrop of a newly introduced denomination, gives it charm and value beyond its original purpose. Next up, the 1990 United Kingdom 20 pence coin. While the 20 pence is a familiar coin to millions of people in the UK, collectors know that certain dates, conditions, and unusual examples can carry significant value. What makes this coin especially fascinating is when it appears in rusty or heavily corroded condition, which can raise questions about its rarity, desirability, and true worth in the coin market. Stick with me as we explore its history, unique features, rarity, and current auction values in dollars. The 20 pence coin was first introduced in 1982 during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. It was part of the decimalization system that transformed British currency in the early 1970s. The 1990 issue came 8 years after its debut, featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by the sculptor Raphael Maklauf, which was in use from 1985 until 1997. These coins were minted in copper nickel, giving them durability, but like many coins that circulate widely, they can suffer from exposure, weathering, and sometimes even rust-like corrosion, especially when stored improperly. Although millions were minted in 1990, not all examples survive in collectible condition today. The 1990 20 pence carries the classic seven-sided heptagonal design, which makes it instantly recognizable. On the obverse, it displays the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Maklauf, with the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1990. The reverse showcases the Tudor rose, designed by William Gardner, with the denomination 20 pence inscribed around it. What makes rusty or corroded examples stand out is not their visual beauty, but rather their unusual survival story. A rusty condition coin tells us it may have been buried underground, exposed to moisture, or neglected for decades before resurfacing in collections. Now, here's where things get interesting. A regular 1990 20 pence in circulation is considered fairly common. However, collectors are not only after pristine uncirculated pieces, sometimes unusual error coins, environmental damage coins, and rare varieties attract attention in auctions. Rusty coins, especially if they show unusual toning, environmental patterns, or appear alongside other minting oddities, can spark collector curiosity. While rusty condition does not normally increase value, some collectors specifically seek out unique appearances to add character to their collection. Combine this with the fact that fewer high-grade 1990 examples are available today due to wear and corrosion, and you'll see why demand for unusual pieces remains steady. So, how much could a 1990 20 pence in rusty condition be worth today? In ordinary circulated condition, this coin might only fetch between $23,500 from casual collectors. But rare examples with unique toning or corrosion patterns, when sold at online auctions, have been seen reaching $32,000 depending on interest. In pristine uncirculated grades, however, these coins can climb much higher, with some fetching $35,100 or more when slabbed and graded by professional coin services. Auction houses often report strong bidding for unusual or visually striking examples, even in rusty or damaged condition, because they stand out from the crowd. If you happen to come across a 1990 20 pence coin, don't dismiss it too quickly, even if it appears rusty. First, make sure it's authentic and not just a corroded foreign coin of similar size. Second, avoid harsh cleaning. Cleaning a rusty coin often decreases its collector value. Instead, store it in a dry, protective holder to preserve its current condition. For higher value pieces, consider submitting the coin to a professional grading service. And finally, always keep an eye on auction results. Values can fluctuate depending on collector demand and the coin's uniqueness. While the 1990 United Kingdom 20 pence coin may not seem extraordinary at first glance, its story, condition, and market demand can make it a fascinating collectible. Rusty or weathered examples often highlight the journey a coin has taken over decades, and collectors love that history. While not every coin will fetch a fortune, some can still surprise you with their big market value in dollars. So next time you come across an old 20 pence coin, especially one in unusual condition, take a closer look. You might just be holding a hidden treasure. Next up, we're going to explore a fascinating piece of modern British coinage. The United Kingdom 20 pence coin from 1996. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin, but in the world of numismatics, even modern coins can carry surprising value when rarity, condition, and collector demand come into play. We'll focus on the 1996 issue in very fine condition, its history, unique features, and why collectors are willing to pay strong prices in auctions, sometimes in the thousands of dollars. The 20 pence coin was first introduced in the UK in 1982 as part of decimalization and was intended to fill the gap between the 10 pence and 50 pence coins. By the mid-1990s, the coin had already become a common sight in circulation. The 1996 mintage of the 20 pence was produced at a time when the Royal Mint was striking millions for circulation. But interestingly, survival in collectible condition is far less common. Most coins from the mid-90s saw heavy circulation, meaning that examples in higher grades are much scarcer today. The 1996 20 pence coin is made of copper nickel and weighs 5 grams with a diameter of 21.4 millimeters. Its heptagonal shape makes it instantly recognizable. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf, which was used from 1985 to 1997. The reverse features the crowned Tudor rose, a timeless symbol of England designed by William Gardner. Despite being mass-produced, the elegant design, coupled with the historical significance of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, makes this coin highly collectible in the right condition. Now let's talk about what really matters: rarity. While the 1996 20 pence was not issued in tiny numbers, what makes it appealing is the challenge of finding one in very fine condition or higher. After nearly 3 decades in circulation, most examples are worn, scratched, or heavily used. Collectors seeking a sharp, clean strike with good detail are competing over a much smaller surviving population. As a result, this coin has become an unexpected treasure for enthusiasts. Auction houses have noted increasing demand, especially from collectors outside the UK who are building complete sets of Queen Elizabeth II coinage. So, how much is the 1996 20-pence coin worth today in very fine condition? Its value typically ranges from $25,000 depending on the buyer and auction setting. However, if the coin is found in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, the price can jump significantly, with rare examples reaching $35,200 or more in competitive auctions. This proves that even modern-looking coins, if preserved well, can fetch big money in the collector's market. If you're hunting for the 1996 20-pence coin, here are a few useful tips. First, always check your old change. Many of these coins are still out there in circulation. Second, pay close attention to the condition. Collectors value sharp details and minimal wear above all. Third, store your coins in proper holders to prevent further scratches or tarnish. Finally, when buying or selling, consider using reputable auction houses or established online platforms to ensure fair value and authenticity. The United Kingdom 20-pence coin from 1996 may seem like just another piece of pocket change, but in very fine condition, it has become a sought-after collectible. Its elegant design, copper-nickel composition, and connection to Queen Elizabeth II's long reign add historical and sentimental value. With rising collector demand and auction prices climbing into the hundreds, this coin proves once again that treasures often hide in plain sight. So, keep checking your coins. You never know when you might find a small fortune in your pocket. Thanks for joining me in exploring this coin. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and let me know in the comments if you have a UK 20 pence or some other coin you'd like me to break down next. Happy collecting!